Guys, what is going on? Welcome to the live show tonight. Congratulations, it's another Thursday. And guess what? You are rolling solo with me tonight. So this is going to be like an old school, man. This is like a throwback show, man. But happy freaking Thursday, boys and girls. You made it. We got to the show. And man, I got to say, I'm glad to be here. Last week, I missed the last show. We had some family stuff come up last minute, and I got to the show extremely late. So I was like, man, there's no point in running it. And so we had to, kind of hit the pause button for the show. And yeah, man. But guys, how are y'all doing? Hope everything's going very well. We are back in the sling. I'm looking in here, and it looks like first person into the room today was Mountain RC, followed by Twin City Moose. So what's going on, guys? Got RC Pilot Will in here. We've got Rick. Rick, what is going on, man? What's up, fellow pilots? Going to go down the line. We got Bill Wagner. What's up, Bill? Always good to have you guys in here. P51 fan, what is going on? Let's see here. And Hex Speed, what's going on, Hex Speed? Got him in the house. Dunstan Henry. Dude, we got all the greats. Jay Custer, what's going on? Josh Bunn, hello, hello. Jeff Bunt, let's see here. Lionel Randall. Dude, we got everybody. Dylan S., he's in here. Dude, I'm telling you. Eddie K's RC. Winston Brown, what's going on, Mr. Brown? We got Joe Platt. We got Yegs, what's going on? Man, and we got 6SRC. Boys and girls, I got to tell you, happy freaking Thursday. We made it. We got Friday tomorrow. I'm so happy we're here. And, guys, it's just going to be a nice weekend, man. Look, we have been pounded here in North Carolina with tropical depressions off our coast. And so, like, literally, there was no way to fly whatsoever at all. And so we had some of the worst weather that we've had in a while. It was kind of like an intro, a welcome into fall, to be honest with you. But, man, we're behind it. And this weekend is supposed to look really nice. It's crazy because I had all these really nice airplanes that I wanted to fly. And guess what? I couldn't fly them. So we got the awesome F-35 right here from XFly, brought to you by BananaHobby.com. That thing is a beast. We're going to talk about that one. And then over to my side over here, we've got the Spitfire. Two amazing airplanes. I feel like that Spitfire, though, is like underrated because people just don't know how good it is. But, yeah, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to jump into it. And, yeah, we're going to be rolling solo. I know Tim's got like some type of school going on, and Will's doing family stuff because family comes first, man, right? And I don't know where Jeremy's at. Jeremy's probably chilling in the back doing his own thing. So, well, boys and girls, welcome to the show. We are back up in the mix, and I'm just jumping in here, just trying to see what we got. Let's see. Heck, I got one of those Zeroli kits. How many hours to build? Man, I remember those Zeroli kits. I had a Zeroli. I want to say Stuka, man, and those Zeroli kits are great, man. They're just heavy airplanes. They're just very well built. They are stout, to be honest with you. So, man, that's Zeroli that's old school right there, man. But good quality stuff, man. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Ambering 77 says, haven't been on in a while. What happened to Jeff? Jeff is not flying airplanes anymore. So he is off doing his own thing. He kind of take a break from the RC life. And so he's doing other things. Man's got married and all this other good stuff. So he's living the dream. He's doing good. Dunstan Henry, let's see here. All right. But while we are talking about it, guys, so a lot of you guys were talking to me about this, and somebody was talking to me about the Aradix 3D SWS. They're like, Bob, that airplane is so cool. It's a good airplane, but why is it so expensive? And I'm like, I don't know why it's so expensive. But when you start really looking at it, and you guys chime in, because I'll be in the comments looking at what you're saying. But that Aradix is a 3D airplane. It's a pretty good stout airplane. It's balsa. It's monocoque covered. I want to say like, and I'm moving to the airplane right now, but the airframe is like $500 if I'm not mistaken. And so I'm going right to it right here. There it is. Boom. And so it's pushing $1,000, man. I mean, that is not cheap. And, you know, I'm not a 3D guy. That's not kind of like my cup of tea. But I'm going to share my screen with you guys so y'all can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. And then we're going to dive into it into the comments and see exactly what you guys think. Like, is it worth it to you? But here we go. So this is the erratic right there. You can see it's $1,000. It's just 99, or you could get the ARF version for 550 right there. And so let's take a look at the ARF version, right? So you get the ARF version, you just get the airplane. You got to assemble it and everything. But then when you start looking at it, let's talk about the receiver. 139 for the receiver. Let's round it off. 189 for 5 servos, right? So 5 servos, almost $200. So you're at, let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's $300 right there. And then you got the 100 amp ESC. So $400 right there. $500. So you're over $500 right now. And then you're going to get your LiPo, which is 159. And yeah, man. So it's a pricey airplane, but you can see in the electronics alone, that's where the money's spent. You can see right there. So that's kind of pricey, in my opinion. But like I said, if that's what you want, then that's what you're going to end up getting. But now you're pushing over. That's well over $1,000 right there. But if we go back and we look here for the $1,000 ready to fly, everything's already done. You don't have to put anything in it. It comes with everything already installed. All you need is your receiver, and you need your 7,000 milliamp LiPo if that's what you want to roll with, and you're good to go. So what do you guys think? Let's jump into the comments. I'm going to see what you guys think about that, because I literally just had a debate about that. So let's see here. There's a lot of other airplanes too that are really good, that are that are way over that. So let me just take a look here. Oh, Jeremy Cole, what's going on, man? I see you in the back over there, and he's got a beautiful bird back there to talk about. Man, oh man. Let's see here. Mountain RC says, I can't imagine no RC life, man. I know. Yeah, I mean, either, dude. I just, some people, life gets in the way and they start, just other hobbies and things like that. But it doesn't happen. I know people that will fly RC and then they get out of it. Some people get burnt out. Jeremy, have you ever been burnt out on RC, like flying?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, but no, not enough to say like out of the hobby kind of burned out, but like,
yeah,
like sometimes I just need a break for the weekend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never been at the point where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Even some of my worst crashes, I've never been like, I just want to stop flying model airplanes. Like, I've just never done it. It would take a lot for me to be like that. But I'm into a lot of other hobbies other than this that are very expensive. But RC flying, man, is like, I don't know, it's like a way of life for me, man. It's like, that's my therapy. You know what I mean? Like, you're out in the open, you're outside, you're getting some vitamin D from the sun. I mean, you're out with the guys and some of the gals that are out there. And I mean, it's a good social environment to me. So I don't know, man. Mountain RC, you're absolutely right. But we were just talking about that erratics and the price of it. It's $1,000 airplane. You get the ARF kit for $550. Is it a good deal? It's so pricey, right? For just balsa without any of the electronics. So, my thoughts on that is like, there's cheaper ways that you can go about it. You don't have to buy the Spectrum stuff. You could probably shave off $100, $200 off of it if you went with some other stuff. But let's see. Dunson Henry says, nope, not for him at those prices. Yeg says, I would just buy an Extreme Flight over that and over that erratics. I would agree. Let's see. Dan Zimmerman, he says, hello, pilots. I have a CG question from an FMS. Let's see, P40 1.4. It seems tail heavy. Even with a 4,000, let's see, Admiral in the nose. Do you guys put weight in the nose? I don't put weight in the nose. I put bigger lipos in the nose.
Yeah, it's all batteries on a Warbird.
Yeah. And
well, okay, almost all Warburgs are that way. So the Flightline Corsair actually has weights that you can put in the cowling to help with that. But for the most part, you want to use battery. Why not? Yeah. Why not give yourself more flight time and make it usable weight?
That's right. A lot of people will say, "Oh man, don't put dead lead in there, man. Put in more battery if it's an electric airplane." But dude, I've put so much lead in airplanes over the times. But Warbirds just tend to like to be nose heavy. They just naturally like to be. I guess because they put those honking engines on them. So.
Well, they become very pitchy.
Yes.
If they are not, and you will not survive if it's like that. So.
Pitchy warbirds are only flown like once or twice. You know what I mean? It's almost like a pitchy turbine jet. That's a handful. I played that game. Let's see here. We're gonna jump into Mountain RC. He says the Erratix is amazing. It rivals the Extreme AJ pattern planes. I did a video on it. It flies fantastic. Absolutely. Yeah, I know it flies fantastic because I've flown the little one. But I'm saying the price of it and everything like that, which Extreme Flight airplanes are right there up there. I'm quite sure they probably did their research and tried to make it close to what it is. Yeg says just put an Extreme Flight 67-inch extra 260. Yeah, and they think highly of those airplanes. They're pretty good. Zero says, ooh, the 3D Gripen. What in the world? Yeah, we got to talk about that because that's your new baby that's back there, right?
That is for sure. Yep.
Man, oh man. Let's see. Flying Veteran says, I would rather get the Extreme Flight. Agree, RC Flying. Let's see here. Dan, I use those 4,000, 5,200 packs, and they give perfect CG for that plane. That's what Jeff said. So, yeah, always go with a larger pack if you're not achieving your CG. The Seagull Edge 540 R 68 inches is $280, dude, and that is a performer of an airplane too. Quality's there. I was buying Seagull models before they were cool.
I used to have Snafu, the P-47.
See, yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Now, dude, Seagull models has been around. I remember when Seagull models first came out, and people were like, "Oh, those are cheap. Those aren't good. They're not good quality." And they've always been pretty standard, you know.
All right, so Lionel Randall, he's asking about CG on the F-35. I find that factory CG, you probably want a little bit more nose heavy on that airplane. What I have found, so we've done some testing on there because you have the option to go 70 mil versus 64 mil. I put a 70 in mine now, and
we're going to talk about that too.
It flies with a 6S 5000 like a dream. So it's pretty awesome. So I would suggest putting a larger battery in there and have some more fun with it.
Jeff Burns says factory CG on the X-Fly F-35 is perfect. And you know what? While we're already talking about this, I wasn't trying to rush the topic, but let's go ahead and just talk about it, guys. The X-Fly F-35 64mm is a hit, dude. That sucker sold out extremely quick.
Yeah, we went through a ton of them real quick. So
very quick, right? Even Kerry was
first of all, thank you guys.
Yes.
For that, because that's what helps fund other things. So
I was getting ready to say, guys, you want an 80mm one? Those are the things that people need to see in order to say, yeah, let's go ahead and make an 80. You know, so
he's got an 80mm in like his. Is that Bill Wagner? You got an 80 mil in your F-35?
That's crazy.
I don't know how that's got enough air, but sure, let's see it. Let's do it.
Yeah, why not? You know. And look, I haven't even flown mine yet, so I can't wait to do the review on it, right? So I'm going to do a review on it. And the way I'm going to do it, guys, is this. Basically, we're going to do it stock. Then I'm going to drop in a 70 in there. And then we're going to do the video with the 70 in there, too. So I might do a hot swap at the field and literally just plug in the 70. But the thing is when you drop that 70 in, you're going to have to go with a higher ESC. Is that right?
Yeah, you're going to need an ESC and motor. So not just putting a 70 mil motor in there.
Right.
You want to make sure you have the amperage behind whatever 70 mil you put in there. So caveat, right? So remember, whatever you put in there for 70 mil, there's so many varieties of motors.
Yeah, man.
You may need to shave a little bit of the inside of the hatch and the fuselage if your shroud is a little large. But for the most part, it's really an easy setup in there. Just make sure when you pull your ESC out, you have a string going with it so you can easily get it through. And then you also have to take the white plastic pieces off of the hatch and inside the fuselage. Those are the spacers that make the 70 mil hole of the fuselage fit the 64 millimeter in there. So.
And look, I just found I used to have the FMS version of it, but I swapped it out, and I have a free wing 2210 kV 70 millimeter that I'm going to drop in my bird back there, so we can get some good performance. But The thing is like Jeremy told me earlier, it has shims in there for the 60 millimeter.
These right here,
64
you're gonna pull
millimeter.
these. You're gonna pull these out.
That's it right there.
So they're just glued in. Take them out. Put your motor in. Really easy. It's awesome. So
yeah, and also too, one thing
you might need to take a little bit of foam out. On mine, I didn't have to take any foam out, but I had to press the hatch on there a little bit. So
Bill Wagner says, I thought they were coming through with an in runner, not out runner. First batch.
Yeah, so we'll see what we get from there. The other thing is there's going to be an option here soon in the next batch to buy it without a motor. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of varieties on there. Again, this is a first go. You know, we just want to make sure you guys know we got our tester just shortly before the other ones actually arrived. Yeah. And so there was really not much that we could change on that airplane. So thank goodness everything's been awesome with it. And when we tested it, everything was awesome. But again, this was already in the process when it came our way. And so we didn't, like I said, we didn't have an option to go in runner, out runner, all that stuff. Obviously we want in runner motors, right? I mean, but that's what it is. It came with an out runner. Even with the out runner, it still sounds good, flies good. But again, you got the option to change it out. I mean, that's what we are. We're hobbyists. We always like more speed. We always like to update things. So you got your option. Sorry you're getting a 64 millimeter with it, but put the 70 mil in there and it's awesome. So.
And look, Jeff Brunt says it flies better than the Freewing one, the Freewing 70 millimeter. And I would imagine because it's lighter.
The stance and the landing gear alone is just worlds of difference for takeoff and landing too. So.
Yeah, I'm very happy about this. One of the things was I was thinking about dropping the 70 in there because I was like, man, that's going to be a cool little mix right there. But you know, for us grass guys that are flying off the grass, look, we always like a little bit more punch, a little bit more power. So, you know, for me, the 70 is going to be pretty good. I am going to have to get an 80 amp ESC though.
Now, you know, it was mentioned on their grass, right? Like I said, I never really recommend any EDF for grass.
You can.
I mean, that's subject to you guys, right? If you've got grass that is awesome, like golf course grass, man, you're blessed, right?
Yeah.
If you've got that, but most people don't. So it's hard to say, yes, this is a great EDF for grass. But I mean, scale airplanes don't run on grass, so I'm sorry to say, but if you think it is, then hopefully it'll work for you. You know,
right? And Louis Motorsport says not good on grass, at least my grass. Yeah, like our grass at my field is actually extremely manicured. It's like a golf course. You know what I mean? When it's cut.
So hopefully it works out well. If it doesn't work out well, put the bigger motor in it, and
dude, that's literally
we trust.
That's the game plan. Look, I've made things rotate with the L39 64 millimeter had no problem getting off the ground whatsoever. So this one should probably be pretty good. I've seen some videos where I saw it struggling, but their grass was more like not grass. It was more like a roughage. You know what I mean? So
not all grass is equal.
Not all grass is equal, boys and girls. And Louis says not the plane's fault. Absolutely. So hey, look, it went in doubt, hand launch it, try it, chuck it. You know, so
I want to put some rumors to rest on there real quick. So
there's rumors. Let's hear about it.
There was I don't remember who it was, but somebody on one of the posting communities or whatnot said that there was one coming without landing gear. That's news to us.
I was going to say, really?
I don't think it's coming without landing gear. So
man. Why would anybody want it without landing gear? That's the whole beauty of it.
I mean, the thing is for weight, if you're going to hand launch, you can get it lighter. So I don't think that that's happening, guys. So if you want it without gear, you're going to have to take it out from what I think. So
yeah.
I don't know where that information came from. So
it's probably hearsay. Bill Wagner said, Carrie is amazing. Mine came damaged Monday. She took care of it, 0 issues. Way to go, Banana Hobby and Carrie. Yeah. You know, some of these guys, look, these UPS dudes, I've seen them on my Ring camera. Like, literally, they can take 3 steps and lay my box down, but I know they've been slinging boxes all day, and maybe I'm, like, close to their last route. But, dude, they chuck the box. Like, it's just, you know, whatever. But, hey, the people who put these airplanes together, they take that into consideration. The box is foam, the airplane's foam. As long as they don't compress it by somebody sitting something massively heavy on it, it should survive. But yeah, I've had.
I mean, that's the intention of the boxes, is to prevent that. But man, I don't know. I don't know if it's a rash or what, but it seems like these shipping companies they're just beating things apart.
Hey, look, I have a cousin who used to work for UPS, like at the airport, and it's like they'll have an airplane come in, and they'll unload the boxes, and there's like thousands upon thousands of boxes that they have to get off the airplane within like minutes. And he says, oh yeah, he said the boxes that say fragile on there, they treat them all the same. They throw them and everything. Nobody takes care of the boxes that say fragile. He said some people, there'll be TV screens, flat screens. They'll take the flat screen TVs and throw them, dude, just like like nothing. They don't care. You know what I mean? So
let me look, Louis, when they're gonna be back. I don't have that information on hand.
Yeah, Carrie said something about November.
That sounds about right.
From some
of the conversations.
So they're supposed to be like, in November is what she said, I believe, when I spoke to her. But guys, those things sold so dang fast. It was so impressive. And, like I said, I'm not here to sell you a product. I'm just here to tell you about a cool airplane that's pretty good that a lot of people would probably like. And this little guy sold out like crazy, man. So, and you can see, I mean, look at the lights on the thing. I don't know if you've seen this, but for the price point, it's good. And it goes together so nice, man. I mean, it's got the magnetic nose on there. I mean, it's got everything a big airplane would have. And it looks really good. The paneling, you're absolutely dead on, Jeremy. They did a phenomenal job with the paneling. And the molding, everything looks so good. The hatch is super secure. When you go in there and you try to pop it open, you don't have to worry about anything coming out. I mean, it's a spacious, in there. That's a 4,000 I got sitting in that thing for the 64. And I had plenty of room to put in my gyro, so I put in a gyro in there too. So, like I said, this weekend I'm going to take it out and go fly it. We'll have better weather. But, I've been watching people really enjoy it and fly the airplane and say nothing but good things about it. And I mean, the lights are absolutely bright. That's hurting my eyes to look at it. And like I said, 64 millimeter back there. It's made for the 70. So, but they put the 64 in there. So if you got a 70 laying around, go ahead and supercharge this bad boy. Red light on the side. I mean, it's a really nice airplane. And then on the bottom right here, it's a very nice looking airplane. If you do choose to hand launch it, look, it's got the holes right there. So you can hand launch this thing, no problems whatsoever. And it's just a very nice looking airplane. I got my things right there. The retracts come out so smooth. So smooth, man. It's just a nice jet. It's like big quality, features out of a sub $300, EDF airplane. So
I got two of the most favorite things on that airplane that I like. And I mentioned it before, is the stance, right?
Yeah. I know why now.
The stance with it being wider, like the real F-35, is just superb. And they even got if you show a side view of that airplane, you will see that the main landing gear is cantered forward several degrees, like the real one is. Yep. I mean, they tried to get it as good as possible, right? So that's pretty awesome. Yep. The other thing that I really, really like about that airplane is, I just had a brain fart. I was going to say the other thing. The other thing is the horizontals. The horizontals attach.
Super stout, dude.
So the great part about it is that the horizontals actually have a stout piece on the fuselage.
Yeah.
That doesn't flex, it doesn't change its shape, and you're never going to have a problem where you got the two screws that come loose and then your horizontal touching the side of your fuselage. So right. that is something that isn't a factor on this airplane. It's solid on the tail section, and we tried to make sure that was good to go on there. But they killed it on this airplane. They really did. And again, like I said, we really appreciate you guys, buying the airplane and getting it out of here fast. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. We did not think that we would go through all of those airplanes that fast. So it's a true testament to X-Fly and doing great on the size. Keep it up, guys, and we'll keep doing good things. It's going to be a good thing. So there's some really big things coming eventually, but we won't mention what they are. But there's some big planes coming. So be ready with your guys' money, because you're gonna wish you had your money ready when these things come out towards hopefully the end of the year, beginning of the year. So
and I like I said, just some of the things that I know that you guys shared with me, I wish I could share with you guys. You'll start seeing me smirk when I'm talking, because dude, there's very, very cool things that are coming to market. So, and I gotta say, man, Banana Hobby has been kicking it out, man. They have done a really good job about bringing airplanes out that are good. I know we're talking about the F-35, but dude, the J-65 is another phenomenal airplane. That airplane has blown my mind. It blew Will's mind too, because that airplane, I did not expect it to be one of those airplanes that you can fly in the wind. We fly it in our wind. We flew on an 18-mile-an-hour wind day. No problem. Gyro on board that comes with it, no problem. Absolutely perfect, dude. It's just
C5, C-141,
B-52s, B-36.
So I will say it. It is definitely, it should be extremely grass ready. So.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So rest assured, grassies.
I mean, yeah, us grass people, trust me.
So
I'm telling you,
there's some cool. So again, hopefully somebody doesn't spill the beans, because we really want to shock and awe you guys. So stay tuned. Please don't go and try and chase this down, or these down. It'll be in time. When we reveal it to you guys, it'll be close enough to where you guys can buy it and not have to wait forever. So please, just don't jump the gun.
That's right.
Be patient, please, and you will. It'll be worth it in the end.
Exactly. Yep. Hey, look. Somebody already asked, Bobby, did Will crash his J20? So I'm not gonna say Will crashed it. I'm gonna say it was a gusty day, and let me tell you, it was too gusty for that J20 for sure. But he wanted to take it up and try to dial in the gyro that he had, and air got under the airplane and literally flipped it over on takeoff. Man, it was absolutely helpless. He couldn't do anything to avoid that. So he didn't really crash it. I can't count that as a crash. But if he was here, I would absolutely say he crashed it. But no, that was just one of those things.
Well, we'll get Tim to send him some texts.
Yeah, man. It'll be good for him. But so he's already got it back together. Believe it or not, he literally sat down and glued it all the way back. So I'm telling you. Let's see. Louis Motorsport said the Chinese channels be spilling the beans sometimes. They do.
Well, stop watching them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Don't get mad if you find out what it is early, but like, oh, when is this thing coming? When is this coming? When is this coming? If you guys search it and find stuff, that's all on you.
By the way,
enjoy the wait if you find it.
Somebody was asking, Fly Fans F-22, is it happening? Is it coming?
It will.
We had to get this one out the way.
We're just spreading them out.
Yeah. The thing is too, I'll go ahead and say it. The market right now for F-22s is pretty saturated. You know what I mean?
A lot of Raptors, yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of Raptors out there. So if you're trying to sell a product, man, you really needed to cool off before you come out with another one. So
that was our thought process. Is let's get something different, right?
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, we try to be different.
And you are.
We don't want to be the same. We don't want whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. In composite world, it's a whole different thing,
Yeah.
Everybody loves F-16, so you got 7,000 of them, right?
Spitfires.
It's just what it is, right? But in the EDF world, in foamy world, not everybody loves the same old. But guess what? If you can do it awesome and you can make it to where it's not like any of the others, then people love it. And that's the way this Fly Fans is. The landing gear alone on a 64 millimeter is just, it's worth it. right?
I like this. I like what Dustin Henry said. He says, Bobby, the market is saturated, but we want the best from BH for sure. And I promise you this.
Thank you, guys.
And I promise you this. Banana Hobby is so in tune with that right there and so consciously aware of what's coming out and what they put out. There's so much thought put into it that's probably been why they've been so successful with this, along with Jeremy testing the airplanes and make sure you guys aren't getting trashed, and making sure that the customer service is as good as it possibly can be. I mean, to be honest with you, man, I actually really do like Banana Hobby. Some people are like, oh man, you're biased with Banana Hobby. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, because they know how to treat people for sure. I have been on the other side and I know what they do, but you know, I fly everything else too, and I've had no problems with a lot of other models that are out there. But like I said, I
appreciate that, Bobby. You know, we really do appreciate that. You know, but you know, we are trying to be just like all of you guys, right? We're not claiming to be anyone special. I'm an average pilot, just like you guys.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to 3Ding an airplane, I am awful. Okay, I'm just like you guys, right?
Yeah.
So we're not bringing in, you know, the best of the best of the best in there. We want to show that we are just like you guys.
Yeah.
If we can fly it, you can fly it. Okay, that's it. You know, in any company, you can make mistakes. We apologize for that. But again, you know, we're doing our best. We're trying. You know, that's the thing. We are actually trying. So, haha, I like that comment.
So,
let's talk about
Bob, while we're talking about it, let's talk about that airplane that you got behind you there, sir. I mean, let's switch gears to the good stuff right there. What in the heck is that thing? Beautiful bird back there behind you. Let's get a good look at it. What is that?
We talked about the variety of things, right?
Yes.
In the turbine world, you've got variety, but you've got scale, you got sport, and then you got super sport. So you've got things that are sport and all that. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is our sport Gripen. Okay. It is an airplane that is currently on the website. It is $4,300. Okay. 54-inch wingspan, 92-inch fuselage length. Empty weight on this airplane is 22 pounds, around there, right? So, you know, you got a pretty decent tank on there, so you're going to add a little bit of weight. Wants to be 100 to 190 size. Now, don't get me wrong. You put a 100 in this airplane, you're not hovering. But it's intended to be that type of thing, right? So 7 servos in the airplane, and we've got 4 schemes on there. So we've got orange, red, green, and yellow. You can look at them on the website if you want to pull them up. They're pretty awesome looking schemes. They're all the same scheme. They're just different bright colors. So whatever you feel on there. But the big difference is weight on this airplane. Like I said, there's differences. There's scale and sport, right? The scale version that I have on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. 217 miles an hour.
Whoa.
It's nuts. Right?
That's cooking.
This thing is lighter, and it's going to have a bigger motor. So I've got a 140 in the sport, or the scale. This is going to be at least a 190.
While you're talking, I'm sharing the screen so they can see exactly what you're talking about.
So yeah, this is bright. Again, what you're going to have to compromise for the sport is you're losing the scale look, but you're still getting a cool look. So you're getting everything. You're getting missile rails, you know, for the whole look. You're getting the canards. You're getting a cockpit, but you're getting you're getting sport landing gear. It's light, okay? And so, apologize. So essentially, you're going to get an airplane that is lighter, and we're going to ramp it up with a faster flipping motor, and this thing is going to be ballistic. So the question was, does it have thrust vectoring? Yes, the answer is. So here is the tube. The tube comes uninstalled.
Oh, wow, look at that.
So if you guys have, see, this is what we like about doing this show, is we like to show you differences of things that people don't normally get to see, right?
Yeah.
And so how about we show you what a thrust vectoring looks like on a turbine?
I've never seen this before, so let's see.
All right, so here's the breakout. So obviously you got the bell, and then you got your tube, and then you've got your outside layers, right? So for those that don't know, right, this is how you don't burn an airplane down, is this outer layer. Okay, so what it is you've got the layer of air that pulls through the cockpit and through the fuselage, and it coats the inside tube to the outside tube and prevents this from being hot. It's kind of neat. And so what it does is through negative pressure from the actual thrust, it pulls that cold air from inside the fuselage and out the backside into your thrust. So that is how you end up keeping an airplane from burning up, right? Pretty cool. But anyway, so if you take a look, so what'll happen is you'll have either on the top or the bottom, you'll have your nozzles and a servo that is based inside the airplane through the linkages here. And depending on what you're trying to do, you will either get vectoring yaw or pitch. And then if you want to go real nuts, you get yaw and pitch together, and I call it spaz mode.
I call it crash mode for somebody like me that can't 3D.
Yeah, so you got all that kind of stuff. It's pretty dang awesome on there. So again, this is all provided in the plug-and-play airplane. You get everything all in there. This airplane has all the servos installed. You just have to fine-tune, adjust them. You put your receiver in. You put your gyro in, or gyros, because thrust vectoring, some people like to do 2 gyros. That way you can turn them on and off, so you can get this kind of stuck in a vertical system like this and hover with a gyro, and that's how you keep the nozzle from essentially putting this airplane in. I call it cheating, but anyway.
Hey man, it is what it is.
But anyway, it's pretty dang cool. It's going to be awesome. And so let's see, the scale grip and fly is amazing. How do you compare it to the Jet Ruler 116? Ooh, we got lots of, we can talk that too. But yeah, so there you go. The thrust vectoring on there. You've got wicked scheme. I'm gonna lift this airplane up so you can see the top of this thing. I mean, you could probably show it on the website too, but let me lift it up.
Yeah. Just don't drop it. Look how big that thing is. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you have no idea. That's actually about 4 feet away from me from the actual camera. But this is an 8-foot table. The thing's massive. Like I said, 92-inch fuselage length, 54-inch across for the wingspan, and it's just beautiful. I mean,
it is.
Like I said, you're going to sacrifice some scale details. So the scale jet has speed brakes and lights. This does not have lights because you don't need the weight for that.
Right.
Doesn't have speed brakes. Doesn't have landing gear doors because that's all unnecessary weight with servos. So pretty dang awesome. It's gonna be pretty cool. Let's show you the cockpit. So even though this is even a sport jet, look at this cockpit, guys.
Man, that's scaled out, dude. That's what you would expect. I mean,
pretty dang awesome,
that's
guys.
Cool.
Pretty dang awesome. So
hey, you got a question? Zero wants to know: does it fly nice on a 100?
I don't know. I haven't flown it on a 100.
What are you flying that one on?
I'm gonna go with a 190.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go big and fast because I'm gonna try and learn to hover on this.
Man.
So we'll see. Wish me luck, guys. All right. So yeah. So let's see. Difference between this and the F-16. I think that the Gripen, the scale Gripen, flies a little better than the F-16. 1/8 F-16. It just, the canards allow it to get into a better high alpha and slow down real easy. So I would say that's the biggest difference besides ludicrous speed. The F-16s are fast as also, but the Gripen's just really fast. I got a 140 in the Gripen, but I got an 80 in the 1/8 F-16. So yeah, the canards work. Just so you know, though, they are elevator only on the canards. They don't need any aileron in there. This thing, if you want, it can be a dart with just the tail section. So,
yeah.
Yeah, 140 with the less weight is going to make this thing also ballistic. Like I said, already a 214 mile an hour, 14 or 217 mile an hour jet that is just top notch, solid. That's pretty cool. So,
yeah,
but they're all. I gotta say this, and I'm not trying to be absolutely crazy about saying this, but the Jet Ruler jets have been absolutely like top notch.
Yeah.
Been having a blast with them. So we've only seen just some minor little issues on there that we're needing to be taken care of. But it's pretty dang cool. So let's see, what was it? 140 seems about good in there. Who was it that said this? If you're looking right now, there's a couple $100 off, I believe, the F-16 1/8.
Yeah.
And the F-18. So we have a good amount of airplanes that we're trying to get you guys to buy. So hopefully that works out. But yeah, $200 off. Those airplanes are fantastic. If you are into turbines, you cannot beat the quality of the airplane you're getting in pretty much half the cost of some other companies. So pretty dang awesome. So
I tell you, it is pretty impressive though, man. Just seeing some of those airplanes and the quality and everything. I really appreciate you showing everybody how that the thrust tube works, and then the 3D as well too. Because now we're learning when you start showing people things like that. Because nobody ever showed me that until I started actually getting into the turbine jets, and I was like, so how does this thing work? And it's a really neat piece of science that keeps that thing from cooking, and melting the whole airplane down. So
yeah, lots of neat stuff. Again. With any of these airplanes, guys, I highly recommend putting a gyro in there. It's not that they need them.
But why not?
Why not?
Why
it's
not?
An insurance policy.
Yeah.
What if you get some crazy gusts and your airplane tries to roll over like a J-20, from what I hear? A gyro should help with that, right? Imagine without it.
Yeah. I mean,
you probably wouldn't have even tried to fly it.
And you know what? Right. I'll tell you exactly what I do. When I'm flying in windy conditions and I'm like, crap, it's pretty windy, I'll turn my gyro on. It just deletes the wind. And then secondly, when I'm coming in for some of my landings, not in the reviews, but just when I'm messing around, I turn it on high gains just for the landings alone, because it gives you a piece of mind where you don't even have to worry about what's going on. I was wondering what you were doing over there, Jeremy. I was like,
trying to get it to turn.
I was wondering. I was like, he's going to poke his eye out on live TV.
I want to see it with a little bit less of me in the way.
I was going to say, I was like, you're going to poke your eye out just like this.
You'll poke your eye out.
Yeah. Hey, we're almost at that time, but time of the year for that movie. But man, I'm telling you, dude, that's a nice airplane, and Lionel Randall says, has Banana Hobby thought about a composite 90 to 105 millimeter EDF?
Not really. Now let me explain why, guys.
Tell us why.
So we don't have a great vendor for motors that would require the output like that. Yes, JP has a good motor. It is still an older motor, but there's been modern improvements for the last several years, and we just don't have the greatest options right this moment. We have good, we got good motors, but they're not as fast, right? So we want to have something that could be inside of there that would push these jets better before we start going that way. So
and honestly, that's a very safe thing for a company to do versus just come out with something and just because everybody else is doing it and throw some subpar type EDF in there that just gets the job done. You know what I mean? So that's pretty good. Like I said, Banana Hobby is a bit different than most because they actually are hands-on, literally. I'll tell them too. I was talking to Carrie. Carrie sends me a picture of what is that thing, like a forklift or whatever she bought. She was so proud of that, guys. So it's like she cares about the business in a way that I've never even noticed. And I always told her, I'm like, I was like, man, you guys keep up this what you're doing. I said, you guys are going to be like a massive like brand. And she's like, no, I don't want to be a massive brand. She's like, I want to stay small potato. And I'm like, yeah, but unfortunately that's going to be out of your control. I'm like, you keep doing good. And you guys keep taking, methodical steps to this thing. So like I said, you're not coming out with junk. You're not coming out with airplanes that don't sell. You're not coming out with the same stuff, so. And
well, we're trying to be real with you guys, right? I mean, if we were to come out with a composite jet that is an EDF and we want to try and slam an underpowered motor inside of it and say that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, I mean, we're doing you an injustice.
Right.
So why don't we focus on getting you guys into turbines at a reasonable cost, making sure that you have an airplane that handles awesome, you can get some great performance out of a turbine.
Sure.
And you can have, that success. You know what I mean? I understand that there are people that can't have turbines. I apologize. But, hopefully in time we can find some manufacturers that want to work with us in getting us some great performance EDFs.
Yeah.
And we can make it happen. So we can see, right?
It's gonna happen if you want it or not, But I tell you what.
I mean, that's just where we're at. We really think that we can really excel in the turbine world. We have been. Thank you guys. Like I said before, thank you guys for buying our jets. I mean, it funds the next projects, which we've got great projects coming, and we've got some awesome airplanes. If don't just be looking for the next airplane. The planes that we already have are flipping great. So,
I know. It's one thing too, like that I noticed, like as a what am I doing over here? I'm just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. One thing that I noticed, like with the culture of like doing RC airplane reviews, it's always like, okay, what's the next thing, right? Like what's next? And it's like we oftentimes don't stop and pause and really take the time and the thoroughness to like do a really good review of an airplane that is just phenomenal, like because we're so like trying to go into the next thing, right? I stopped doing that. I stopped really taking a lot of good time and actually going through these airplanes and doing like really good reviews, long reviews, and not only doing just one, but two and three, and really breaking them. So this year, that was one of the things that I wanted to do was make sure I'm just not like everybody else and just making a basic review and putting it out there and like, here it is,
well,
and have at it.
And that's the hard thing is there's a lot of people that want to be the first one to get the videos on there because they think that they're going to get the views, right?
Yeah.
I don't care about the views. I just don't care.
That's it. Yeah.
I care about providing you guys with cool information, things you enjoy, straightforward, right? That I don't care about the views. I hope you are enjoying it, right? But that's what everybody wants. They want to be that first, right? So they're going to do that, and that leads back into the same thing about early releases, right?
Right.
What do you get out of being the first guy that says that this is coming?
Nothing.
You get a video out there months before everybody else, and then everybody forgets about it.
Or you're absolutely right. And that's another thing too, like I've noticed about like this. You'll notice like when an airplane comes out, I don't ever run out and try to do like the first video of it, right? Like I just try not to do that. I'll let the thing come out, let everybody else make their videos, and then I'll come through and I'll give a straightforward, honest opinion of it. And I've seen a lot of times where people are like, oh, this is the greatest airplane and this is good. And, and it comes out and the thing's trash. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't my experience, or it didn't fly the way I thought it should, or it wasn't as great as it was. So, I just stopped that. And in the beginning, when I first started the channel, I was like everybody else, trying to run out there and get the first and things like that. And I quickly learned.
I was guilty of it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I said, I've gotten into a level of where I'm at with Banana Hobby.
Yeah.
I'm working with manufacturers, working with the owner of Banana Hobby, working with you guys as customers, speaking with you guys, doing CS and one-to-one with you guys and helping you guys try and get things going, you know, that's what makes the difference in this hobby, guys. Not being the firsts. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Have fun with being the first, but
Heck yeah,
you do you, right? Have fun with it, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, again, biggest thing is we appreciate you guys. That's the biggest thing, and that's what I relay from the owner of Banana Hobby, Carrie. She absolutely appreciates your guys' business, and she cares about you guys, and you know, she's really trying hard to keep your business and earn your business if you haven't been buying from us. So
I would agree. Mountain RC says, I was sitting on the F20 footage forever. I wanted until I got to go ahead from Jeremy to release it. I just want the RC hobby to be successful. I want Jeremy's efforts to be fruitful because, and I think he's still typing, because he probably just wants, he wants everybody,
You know, and that's one of the things is we test in front of you all.
Sure.
We go to events and fly the planes in front of you guys. We're not trying to hide anything. If it sucks, we tell you it sucks or we don't carry it.
True.
And so, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, like I said, you know, Mountain RC, you know, I appreciate you waiting for the footage. You know, you asked me, you know, we're good to go on there. And then as soon as we let everything go and we're, you know, ready to go on there and it's the right time, you know.
Yeah.
You knocked it out of the park and had fun with it. I hope you did at least.
And while we're talking about some really good companies and everything, I want to tell you about Dan Laurie over there at I said Dan Laurie, not Dan Laurie, but I'm saying Dan over there at Boomerang Jets, guys. That's another one of my favorites too. They've got really good airplanes that are good for beginners and everything like that. And you know, just moving along. But I want you to take a look because they came out with some pretty cool stuff. Check this out. They came out with a Sprint V3, right? And I like this jet. I've always liked this. I've wanted this airplane. And they now just came out with it in camo. What do you guys think about that? They're also carrying a new line of Vortex M10 Pro turbines, the FTL versions of those. They look pretty interesting, you know.
I've never seen one in person. I don't know. Yeah. They look futuristic, that's for sure.
They do, man. They really do. This one right here, the Atom Squared, is obviously awesome. Pretty good flying airplane. They've got F-16s in stock as well. I don't know who makes these, but
makes which ones?
They're F-16s.
I think it's FTL or FLP.
FTL. Okay, that's right. FTL's making their stuff. Yeah, but
what does that mean? I don't know what the abbreviation is though.
Oh yeah. I don't know what that means either. But they've also got some J10s there. They've got the Boomerang Atoms there, and those are very similar to the Matrix. Am I wrong?
Yeah, they're very similar. Big thing is the sport jets are sport jets.
That's right. They all fly.
Depends on the color scheme you really want. You know.
I've got a guy at our field that has the Boomerang Ranger. That's a great beginner airplane. You just want to remember keep your speed up, and you want to go with the larger turbine in that one. So, just a very good flying airplane. But yeah, then they got the Super Elon. I think is massive, you know, for what it is. But these,
I've seen them at many events. They're just massive.
I cut my teeth on a Boomerang Sprint too. I cut my teeth on that thing, man. And it was a great plane. But one that I was talking about that I was happy they came out with was this little mini 90 millimeter Viper jet that's composite. Somebody in the chat was asking about that. And
there you go. There's some EDF options there.
Yeah, EDF, and you can drop a turbine in that bad boy too. So I think it's a Koi 45 to a 30 will fly that. This little guy right here, that Lancer, scares me, man. If you look at how aerodynamic and sleek that thing looks. I don't know. It's intimidating for me.
That looks a little bit like that. What was that airplane that we ended up calling the cartoon one?
Oh yeah, the sword.
No, not the Sky Sword.
No.
That looks more like that.
Look at that.
That one that FMS made.
Oh, the
What was that called?
Gosh, the one with that had the googly eyes almost.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Anyway,
It does look very similar to it. But look at this, man. I mean, it looks fast just sitting still. And but it flies really well. Everybody,
sure, it flies great. Yeah.
like you said, a sport jet is a sport jet is a sport jet. They just fly good. Like that's just what they're made to do. But yeah, and that's another one too, man. I've been very, this is the airplane that I actually learned how to fly on. I had the orange one,
I think the
and it was a
DreamWorks is
great
the
one.
same.
It was balsa too. And I put an 80 in it, and the thing screamed, man. And I sold it, and I kind of hate I sold it. And I found out just recently that the guy who had it actually crashed it, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. These things happen, It's the price of it. But Boomerang Jets, man, that's another one too that I would highly recommend and endorse and things like that. They've got a good set. Parts are widely available and everything like that. But yeah, that the camo on this thing is pretty dang interesting. I've just never seen something like that. I would imagine it shows up good in the sky.
Except for here in the desert.
Yeah, in the desert, it's going to do its job. It's going to do its job for sure. For sure.
No, I'm sure
that's just awesome. That's just awesome. So, guys, check out Boomerang Jets. The good guys over there, too. And, yeah, I like I said, I'm all about sharing good people, good businesses. And like I said, I'm not trying to sell anybody a product because, honestly, if it's a good product, it's going to sell itself. Like, I don't have to do anything. I'm just going to fly the dang thing. So, and what's that? You got a jet ruler bag, too, that comes with?
Yeah, so a lot of our jet ruler airplanes, you can actually purchase bags, too. And so
that's cool.
This is for the canards, and the canards actually fit through this hole separation area, so you can actually put these over your canards and protect your airplane.
We got some Alohas going on. Oh, we got 808 Big Island RC Hawaii. What's going on, man? Thanks for checking in.
Aloha.
Man, he's coming from the Big Island, dude. Nice.
I've been there once.
Really? I have not been there. I have not been to Hawaii. I'd love to go, though. My parents have been there. They loved it. Josh Bunn said it's the same jet as DreamWorks sold. Okay. I don't know what DreamWorks sold. By the way, that DreamWorks oil they have is good stuff. And it's cheap. Let's see here. Oh, the Ventrix. Man, now he's going to make me go to DreamWorks and look up the Ventrix. Are you familiar with that one?
Am I familiar with that airplane?
Yeah. I'm going to pull it up and see because I don't know.
No, I'm like I said, I'm just like all you guys, right? So there's a lot of airplanes that I don't know in the sport world because they all look the same,
right?
For the most part, Yeah,
you're not wrong.
So, and I'm not saying that on purpose or anything like that. There's nothing malicious. I'm a scale guy, right?
Yeah,
I can pick a scale jet out of anything, but the sport jets, they're all the same. They all fly awesome. They're all fast. They're very agile. But I don't know all the names.
Oh, dude, he's not kidding. I just looked up the Ventrix. Yeah, he's right. The Lancer is what Boomerang Jets called it. It does look very similar to it right here. Boom.
Hey, Brent, you going to go to the jet event this coming weekend?
Look at that. I want to see it from the side. No side shots. $950 for that airplane is a pretty good deal. 19 to 22 pounds of thrust. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, that is like this. That is a Ventrix. Man, you're right. Let me see. Before I play this, I don't own this video, but this is on DreamWorks, and we're going to take a look at it, man, and see. Yeah, the Ventrix right here. So if you want to see more about it, you can check out GG Airplane right there and see it. But that's pretty cool. I don't own the this video content, but yeah, check this out. So that looks like what it looked like.
That tail is exceedingly unique.
It is, isn't it? It's got to be fast.
Man, I wonder, looking on the inside of there, that thing's got to be solid on that tail.
Oh, dude, it has to be. It looks pretty stout, right?
Oh, man. Yes. Yes, Alan, we can talk a little bit about that.
Man, that's cool. All right. Let's see here. HexSpeed says 90% of these new sport jets look like crap. It's kind of like the cars these days, right? Like our electric cars, man. They just don't, they kind of don't look like much anything. They look super futuristic. They look like the stuff I saw in Popular Mechanics back when I was a kid in the 80s. When I say the 80s, I mean like 81. Oh, man. But the cool thing about the sport jets is they all fly really good. Alan G., he says, so how did the 1/6 scale F-16 fly with the ordnance, Jeremy? CG change? How much less flight time?
Yes, there's CG change. Okay, so with the ordnance off, not changing the airplane, it felt like it was a bit nose heavy on our first few flights. I'm going to have to shift some things to adjust that, right? So batteries or whatever. Decided to try and fly with the armament at that forward CG, right? Or nose heavy. And the armament actually provides lift, which is contrary to what you would think. You would think it would kind of create more weight and just completely make things a mess. Well, it provided more lift on the airplane, a little bit more drag, so I was 10% more on throttle, but it flew absolutely awesome in full ordnance. I loved it. I like the feel of how it landed with the ordnance on more than without the ordnance. So kind of some neat things I'm learning with an ordnance type F-16. So pretty cool on there. So yeah, it's awesome. Testing is going great. We saw some updates we're going to do. They're going to be on all the new airplanes as they come out. And all I have to say is don't miss out. If you're looking for a 1/6 F-16 that is just super cool, you got to get it. I mean, it's flipping cool. Yeah, it's awesome. Stay tuned for more. We're going to try and highlight the airplanes more that we have in stock versus the ones that aren't in stock, just so nice. You guys, yeah. But yeah, it'll be on the way soon for the next batch.
So stay tuned.
But it's cool. It's cool.
I tell you,
Let's see. Question for you. How do you CG your turbines, especially with fuel, without fuel? Oh, easy question, right?
Easy question.
I CG at the worst case scenario landing. So I always do gear down, and I always do the UAT full, right? And then I do empty on the fuel tanks. The reason I do that is because that is the last chance that I'm bringing that airplane back. And if I run empty on fuel, I don't want to be fighting a CG problem. You're already running out of air energy or whatnot, and you don't want an airplane to be fighting CG when you're trying to bring it back. So I always CG at that point. UAT full, right? That's your last ditch, and then empty fuel tanks.
Yep.
Gear down. So.
And that's how I do mine. I mean, that UAT full, empty tank. Like, it's just going to get good. By the way, while we're talking about that too, one thing that a lot of people use when they're trying to do the CG, I'm kind of old school, man. I still use these fingers, but when the airplanes get too big to use the fingers, I have some friends where I've actually used this quite a bit, and it actually does work really well. But this little guy right here is good for any type of airplane if you want to be dead on with your CG. This right here, these little pucks right here will tell you exactly the center of gravity, these modules. They're very, very nice. But long story short is that you put your airplane on these right here. They can they take the weight, and you put in your formula between the distance between the nose gear and the gear. I'm not being exactly precise with it, but I'm just giving you a rough.
Well, you do between the nose gear and the main.
And then after that, you get the CG based off of that, and it'll tell you if it's tail heavy, nose heavy, or not. And that's a quick and down and dirty on it.
So you do the nose between the nose to the main, and then the mains to CG.
And see these are the pucks right here. And so, like Jeremy was just saying, and like I just said, you take that right there, and it does the formula, does all the work for you. It takes into account the weight, and it tells you exactly where the CG is at. And I mean, I've used this thing probably like 6 or 7 times, and it's dead on every single time. And now this one's cool because it's got Bluetooth, so you can actually look it up on your phone. But these things run around like what, $200, Jeremy?
I have not owned that one. I got the Zycoy ones.
Oh yeah, see the Zycoy one was the one I used. So
and the Zycoy one was stable, so they were around $400 last I remember.
And then the guy local, these things are like $200 over here.
Yeah, they're super nice. Yeah, they're super nice. You can do really old school like this. I just pulled this out of. I use this every now and again too, to validate those pucks.
Oh, that dude! I need one of those. That's more my speed.
This is the old school. I don't even remember what the heck this thing is called.
I would prefer that.
It is called. Where is the thing at?
I would prefer that because it's just easier.
This is just the good old balancer.
Yeah.
You put the airplane on there where it balances. You got the line mark. You can put the line on the airplane, and great.
So while we're talking balancers, Zero, I got your question right here. Last question. How do you figure out your control surface movement and how much movement? So I'm going to show you this real quick because as you said that, I'm going to jump back over here to here. They have a module that comes with this little kit and everything, comes with the pucks, that it actually will tell you.
So that only works if you know what you're trying to obtain.
Exactly. So it shows you your surface angle of adjustment. What is this? Get out of the way. Or you can do it like I do. I do it the old-fashioned way. I take a very simple ruler, and actually I have that little thing. I can't remember what they call it, but it clips onto the wing, and you do your deflection, and it will tell you. It has like a little pendulum, I guess you could say, and it'll point up to X amount and then down, and I fine-tune it like that. But I'm telling you, I've used my fingers, man, for 99.9% of everything, all the way up until my turbine jets too, and they have never failed me.
So what I think he's asking is how do you determine what your low, medium, and high rates are?
Oh yeah, that's.
So what I do, with the background of the flying that I have, with the varieties of airplanes. So I don't get any manuals. I start with what my gut feeling is. And so with the knowledge that I have of majority of the airplanes, I will start with what I think, and I will create a lower mode and a higher mode based upon that.
Yeah.
And so when my switch is in the middle, that is what I'm taking off on. And then what I'll do is I'll set a lower rate and a higher rate, and I have all of my surfaces independent. So I'll have ailerons, elevator, and rudder all on an independent. So if I take off and I feel like the aileron's too much, I can flick the switch and make it less. But yet if I need more elevator, I can flick that to higher. And then, and then I play with the feels on there. And so what I'll do is I'll go up, get the airplane clean, and then I'll start with an aileron roll, right? Too fast or too slow, adjust my rate on my switch. Then I'll go whenever I feel where it's good. Then I'll go and I'll dump a big loop in there, and you really feel it at the top of the apex as you're rolling over, whether or not it's too much or too little. Because if it's too much, it's going to like pull on itself. But if it's too little, it's just going to feel like a dog going around.
Right.
And so same for there. And then for rudder, what I do is I go up, I go level, and then I actually just play with the rudder, a little bit left, a little right, and kind of wag the airplane and see what you get. What you learn with that when you're playing with the rudder on there is you're going to learn whether or not the airplane's going to stay true on yaw, or you're going to have it dump in a nose. Okay, so do that a little high, mistakes high is what we call it, right? Several mistakes high. But you should get a feel for that, right? And then just a little less, a little more. But I start my rudders a little bit different. So I will taxi the airplane around, and I will figure out what a nice, relaxed, controlled movement is, and I'll set that for my low. And then I'll go a little bit higher, and then I'll go maximum that I can get for the rudder without maxing out the surface. And so I figure out what max is, what minimum is, and a mid-range that kind of works with the rudder. So, and then I'll play with all that. Same for flaps. Flaps, I start with, full up, obviously. And then I'll figure out what I think is max, or what, I would want for max. And then I do halfway between there. And I'll go up and I'll figure out what is best. Sometimes when I pull flaps down completely, it's too much. And so I'll land on a half flap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or half flap is too much and I'll land without any. So
Yeah,
there's all
I do
kinds
that
of
quite
ways of
often.
doing, skinning the dog, I guess, or whatever, but
Yeah.
that's how I do it. I start with
What I do
a
is
variety of rates that I can switch on a switch.
what I do. I do about the same thing, Jeremy. I always do multiple rates, low, medium, and highs. That's what I do, and I separate my ailerons from one switch, and then I do my elevator on another switch, and they have low, medium, high as well. And I don't do my rudder at all unless there's just a lot of rudder travel when I'm trying to drive, and I taxi it, and I'll notice that, but I don't really do the rudder too much at all. I'll put that on like on one of my two or three-way switches or something like that. But honestly, I've been doing this so long that I can look at the deflection on the aileron and tell what it's about. And normally, I'll go ahead and tell you what my formula normally is. It's normally like 55, 65, and then 85 on the aileron, and then that's what I normally do. And then on the elevator, I'm normally 55, 65, and then it's like 90. And so people are like, man, 65 to 90, that's a lot. Well, I do it like that because if I need more elevator and I'm coming in and I realize that I don't have enough, I can easily hit the switch and do that. And I don't do that for every airplane, but that's about a good 75% as a starting point.
Yep.
And then,
and
like you said, with the flaps, I do the same thing with the flaps, man. So
Donston Henry, his comment on there is right. It's about feel and how you fly.
Yeah.
So there's other factors too, like air density, right? So
yeah,
when we leave from high altitude Utah down to Kentucky for Kentucky Jets, I actually have to turn down my rates almost 10, 15% because my surfaces grab more air.
Oh yeah,
more reactive down there.
Yeah.
Than up here. Up here, I'm a little bit higher. So, but again, it's all the feel, because there's
Donston Henry talking about. Bobby is ignoring
having rocket ships that just spin and.
What's he talking
all about?
About
Feel.
Donston, I didn't even see your comment. Let's see here. What did you say?
I didn't see
what
that.
What did you say that I missed?
Jaw-japping.
Yeah, I know. I'm over here trying to run a show, dude. Not reading what you're saying.
We're running shows here, guys.
Yeah, man. Come on, dude. Give us a break here. Let's see here. BD Tennessee. Let's see.
Lots of good questions on there. Hopefully, somebody here has learned something, whether it be the thrust vectoring, whether it's about the tubes, the thrust tubes.
Yeah, for sure.
Transmitter setups, how you do that type of stuff. I mean, give a thumbs up for this, if you're liking that. If it's something on there,
Yeah. By the way, there was something I learned really cool, and I'm not going to explain this very well, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take a stab at it. Look, so Will taught me something that I had no idea that in the flap setting, and I'm not going to explain this very well, but in the flap setting, I can go in and there is a way to adjust your flap with these trim buttons right here as you're flying, and you can literally trim it to perfection while you're flying to get it when you drop your flaps, that you don't get it to porpoise up, and you can bring it all the way down until it's level, and then you land it and then you set it. It's like the OTR or something like that in there, but he actually showed me that, and I was pretty impressed with that. So I'm going to start doing that when I'm doing my flaps, because what I was doing first is I was taking it up, dropping my flaps up, it's ballooning up, but now I can actually trim it in flight and don't have to worry about anything. I can't remember what they called it. Let's see here. Let me jump on in. And I wish he was here so I could find out. Oh, let's see. Dustin Henry says, I said you have to invite BD to do a Radio Master tutorial. Man, I'm always up for that.
We talked in Kentucky, and he's got all kinds of brilliant ideas on things.
He's got plenty of tutorials online, but yeah, man, I'd love to have him in here. The only problem with that is I don't have a Radio Master. So it would be like me, just kind of not looking at I wouldn't know what he's talking about because I don't have a Radio Master radio.
Well, he would have to have a camera showing all that kind of stuff, just like you guys seeing this. This is in play.
Yeah. And then I didn't have a Radio Master, but I did have that that FR Sky, which was pretty cool, but it was just beyond me. But no, that's not a bad idea, man. And man, me and BD go way back, dude. I still call that joker when I have questions. Good guy, guys. And if you haven't checked out his channel, he's got a lot of good stuff in there. Let's see here. Let's let's see. One last one. Banana Hobby needs to start a side YouTube channel called Banana Labs, and it should explain all this stuff about turbines. That's a good idea.
I want to be honest with you guys. I would love to do that. I am so busy.
Yeah, it's a ton of work.
Just to make some videos for you guys where they're decent videos that I appreciate somebody who said that we do good videos. Thank you for that. But sometimes that takes multiple trips and multiple days to do, because we are flying at a community-based organization where other people fly too, and we don't like to hog the space. Okay?
Yeah,
that's unfair to them. So it takes a while, but that would be another bit, thing that would be fun. And we'll see what we can do with some of our team pilots or whatnot. If they would like to do that, that'd be awesome. But
it's a great idea for sure.
We'll see where we go.
That's what I think too. Is like, it takes a tremendous amount of time to do like the videos and the tutorials and the explaining it, and then like just doing live shows, man. It's a lot, if you think about it.
Just the edit, right? So when I do these edits on these videos,
it's not fun.
I mean, that's a day of me sitting there contemplating, getting ideas, trying to find the right feel, the vibe, the sayings, the right cut. This view before that view. It's tough, guys. I appreciate you guys enjoying it. Thank you for that. If you enjoy it, please let me know. That helps motivate me and keep me going.
I like the name of Banana Labs. That's pretty cool. I support that. That's cool. But look, man, hear me. It's about quitting time, dude. We've been going for an hour and 16 minutes, man. I got to get squared away, man. It's so much time for me to
keep back and relax. Do a real quick. So St. George, Utah has a jet event this coming weekend of the 10th. The Friday and Saturday there, I think it's 9th and 10th. If you're around and you want to come out, come say hi, because I'll be there. Then shortly after that, we will be in California.
Nice.
For California Jets. We will be there. We have the tents furthest in the back. So we will be there. So come and say hi.
Man.
We got lots of stuff to show. We're hopefully going to get a lot of flying in there. We will hopefully be bringing a couple of planes to try and sell to while we're there.
Heck yeah. Love that.
And then Bobby's got to buy a Viper.
Dude, I do need to buy a Viper, man. I got to step my turbine game up. I got to get rid of some of this foam stuff that I've been flying, and cook off some of the HST Jet stuff and start getting into the composites, man. That's where I'm at. I'm ready. The foam stuff was great to learn on, flies great and everything like that. But I need to stretch my wings a little bit. You know what I mean? And get out there and get to getting. So, but guys, man, Zero said get a gripping, Bobby. I wish I could, man. I wish I could. But let's see here, guys. We've been pushing pretty good, man. We've been going for an hour and 17 minutes. I think, Jeremy, we're at a good stopping point, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I got pizza waiting for me, so yeah, I'm ready.
I got pizza in there. I kind of want some pizza, and I got chocolate chip cookies I want to eat.
Hey, we'd better be doing a close to Halloween thing.
Oh, we absolutely will. You bet on that one.
And you better make it to where all guests have to dress up.
Man, I was going to say that you had to dress up.
I already dressed up. Look at this.
Hey, that's a good idea, man. I'm not opposed to that.
Costume.
That's funny, man. But no, in all seriousness, Jeremy, I really appreciate you, jumping in to the mix today, dude. This was a very good, formal, show, man. I really enjoyed the content we talked about. I hope you guys took something away from that. I hope you learned something from the channel, and had a good time while doing it too. Really appreciate you guys coming in and just getting involved in everything like that. So it's just been a really good thing. Mount RC, certainly appreciate you. Zero, 808, Big Island RC, Dunstan Henry, man, we appreciate all you guys. So without further ado, man,
click the likes.
I think we're good. Don't forget to like, subscribe, man. Give us a thumbs up, and we'll pop smoke. We're out of here, dude. What you think?
It's been fun. Catch y'all later. Rock on.
Until next time, we'll see you then.